Hello, my name is Rihanna, and this is the Vocal Production series. This is going to be a series of how I implemented 5 vocal production techniques for an original song that I produced called Breakthrough. Have you ever wondered what goes on with my vocals at the beginning of this track? For this series in particular, we're going to be going over the vocal production techniques that I implemented in this intro. There are a bunch of vocal techniques being utilized in this small section, which are vocal chops, reverse vocals, a vocoder, a flanger, as well as reverberated vocals and other effects that create transitional elements. So let's go over the first vocal technique that I'm going to cover in this video, which are vocal chops. They're a vocal production technique where you can hear a melody that's composed based on the syllables of your own voice. In this section in particular, I have 4 vocal tracks that are acting as the vocal chops. I'm going to select all of these using Command Shift, and then I'm going to solo these 4. Let's hear what they all sound like. So let's break down the sonic structure of all of these vocal chopped tracks. So first of all, this vocal chop track is me singing at the original octave. The second one right here contains vocal chops with lower pitched notes. This one is a little bit more of the amplified version of this track, but just for this specific section. And finally, this vocal chop track is actually similar to this one, but the only difference is it's actually transposed at a higher octave. These vocal chops were created by dragging an audio track onto a plugin called Simpler, which is a plugin found in the Instrument tab of Ableton's library. And what Simpler did is it analyzed the audio track and divided the audio track into different sections of my voice, which can be audibly interpreted as syllables. First of all, I'm going to give you guys a demonstration of what I did to create these vocal chops. What I can do right now is I can actually create a MIDI track right here. We're going to select a long range of audio tracks, or you could take a really long audio track you have in your mix and use that. But in this case, a lot of these tracks that I used are already chopped. So I'm copying and pasting multiple tracks. What I'm actually going to do is I am going to select all of these, and I'm going to right click and select Consolidate. And what this does is it's going to make all of these audio tracks and combine them to make it one single audio track. And once that happens, we can go back to our MIDI track where we drag the Simpler plugin into. And then what we can do is we can drag this new audio track that we've created to the Simpler plugin. So now this waveform is our audio track we just dragged. We're going to choose the slice option, and as you can see, there are different lines that appeared on the track. Now we can enter some MIDI information using the piano roll editor. We can just double click on this MIDI track and it will bring up the editor right here. We can change the length and enter any kind of MIDI data using the B key to access the pencil tool. And now, since MIDI information has been entered, we can hear what this sounds like. Each of the spaces in between these lines signify a syllable. So for example, if we just play this one note, you can see that the space where I'm saying in lights up. That means that syllable is being played. Now we actually have the option to rearrange these lines to our own convenience so that we can actually choose which syllables to use for the melody we want. Let's say the track used to sound like this. We can actually adjust these lines so the syllables are more decipherable. We actually have the option to also adjust the fade in and fade out of each syllable. We can provide a shorter fade in time for that noticeable attack, or we can provide a longer fade out for a smoother connection between the different syllables. If we want, we can transpose the whole track. But that's if you want to do that as sort of like a creative stylistic choice. We can also adjust the gain. But in this case, I suggest not doing that too much because you don't want to end up having your vocal chops clip. So that was the demonstration. The original vocal chopped melody that I have for the intro sounds like this. For the other vocal chopped tracks, I actually dragged different audio tracks to create more variety in the syllables and diction. For the higher vocal chopped melody, I transposed this up 1 octave, which is equivalent to plus 12 semitones. In the next video of the series, we're going to be getting into reverse vocals. Stay tuned for the next one!